today I'm going to be teaching you how to cut your own hair. What's up, people? It's your boy Michael Ode, aka Super Mike, repping the Super Mind concept. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to cut your own hair. Hit the subscribe button and stay subscribed. Of course, hit the notification bell so that for every time I upload a content, you will be the first to be notified. From movies to talk shows, and we're going to be talking about issues that I'm going to be giving you my own idea or my own ideology, of course, of whatsoever topic that comes my way. And I'm going to be teaching us a lot of stuff, so just stay subscribed, and it's going to be fun. During this pandemic, a couple of people have asked me how I managed to stay fly. Like, my haircut was always on flick, despite the fact that there was a lockdown and social distancing, of course, because of the COVID-19. And they get to ask me all the time, how did I manage to always still stay, stylish and with my hair always on flick? Because I saw a couple of my colleagues, they were looking unkept a lot of times because they couldn't go to the barbershop because of the lockdown. Now, this was a skill I actually learned. I acquired when I was in the university. Note that the first thing you definitely need is a clipper, right? Get a clipper with all the accessories inside of it. Okay, that's the first thing you definitely need. And then you need this tutorial. I'm going to be teaching you how to, I did this myself. And this is the results from the video I'm about to show you. Pay attention to details so that you understand everything I'm going to be teaching you on this video. Take it away. Welcome back, guys. Right now, the first thing you want to do is to comb out your hair and the beard, of course, if you have some beard. And then I'm taking the clipper to the sharpest. That is, I'm closing up the lever completely so that it will be at the sharpest and I can create my first guideline. Now note that I was careful to begin my guideline. You see, it's a curve from the front of the hair to the back of my head. So I didn't just go round, it's a curve. You can see that for yourself. And I'm creating that guideline just so that I can use it to create the first step. Now, the first step, I have to completely bald because of the hairstyle I'm trying to have. I call this hairstyle a three-step punk. For some people, they call it a taper, but I call it three-step punk. That name works for me because it takes 3 steps to actually get the kind of fade I want to achieve. Now I'm doing the very same thing to the other side of my head. Now note that I had to look at the other side first before I created the guideline on the other side of my head, because you want to be sure to do the exact same thing at the exact same level you did at the other side. Now whatever you do at this stage is really important, because this is what will determine how fine the hairstyle will turn out. This is what will determine how neat and how classic this hairstyle will turn out. So you can see that I'm really careful. Trust me, the video is really fast. I had to put it on fast forward just so that we can go through this quickly. So I'm still following the guideline to take out all the hair around my head. Now I can't see behind my head, but I'm being careful because I know the line already. Now you might wonder how I'm able to know the back of my head. This is not the first time I'm doing this. I've done this one too many times to be able to master my head. Now, for a first timer, you want to be very careful, and you want to trace. Right, I had to trace myself, but I was a little faster. But you want to be more careful with tracing. It's really, really important. Even if you're not perfect at the first stage, you be careful and look at it again. Do what you have to do, just so that that line is properly created. As you can see, I'm paying so much attention on creating the line, because that will determine how other steps will come through. Now I'm trying to go into the next step. I'm completely opening up the lever, just so it is not at its sharpest. At this point, it's not even sharp at all. As you can see, I'm taking it out. I'm going into the hair just a little bit, uh it's creating the next step. It's not bald, it's not completely bald like the first step. Now I'm creating the first step. I'm creating the second guideline. You can see the second guideline is being created a little bit above the first guideline. Now the first guideline is a little bit fade. It's a little bit faded, about I beg your pardon. I'm doing the very same thing to the other side of my head right now. See how much concentration I'm giving to this. You cannot afford to be distracted. You cannot afford to make any mistakes, because if you make any mistakes at this point, you might need to change the hairstyle completely, or you probably have a blunder. So you want to be extremely careful to make sure it turns out neatly. Now, the lever is still completely open. That is, it's not at its sharpest. It's not even sharp at all. And I'm still taking it now from the top of the second guideline down to the first guideline. Look at it. I took it from the top of the second guideline down to the first guideline. As you can see, it's not completely sharp, neither is it completely faded yet, but I will get to that. You can imagine how many times I've had to flick this clipper through my hair, through every side of my hair, just so that I can create the fade I want. As you can see, I'm doing the very same thing to the other side of my head, taking out the hair from the second guideline down to the first guideline. Do not forget, my lever on the clipper is still completely open. That is, it's not sharp at all. I've taken it down just so that it opens up the lever and doesn't take out too much hair. As you can see, I'm still doing the same thing. Now you have to keep repeating the process just so that you can get it perfectly well. Now that's the first step. They call that step one. Is one of the accessories that comes with your clipper. It's the smallest of them all. It's called step one. Now I'm using it. I'm closing up the lever completely right now to take it to the sharpest. Now the clipper is completely sharp, but I'm guiding it with step one, just so that I can control the amount of hair I take out on the next step. As you can see, it's looking faded already. Not completely though, but we are getting there. We're getting there. And everything I do on that side, I'm doing to the back of my head, and I'm also going to be doing to the other side of my hair. Now I've opened up the lever completely. That is, I took down the lever just so that it's not even sharp at all. As you can see, I have the confidence to go more into the hair because I know it's not sharp, and I'm still using a step one. That is why I can even attempt that. Now I'm flicking it from down to top, and from the top to bottom, from sideways, as well, just so that I can create the fade. Now you might not see how much hair you're taking out, but you are taking out hair. You're taking out those hair that actually create those lines that makes the hair looks unprofessional. Now I'm doing the same thing to the back of my head, taking it from the side. Like I said, some barber shop actually have different clippers for this uh, to create fades, but I only have one clipper. But I devised the means to create this fade by myself. Exactly. Now I'm doing the same thing to the other side of my head. That's a wink right there for you. I'm having fun. Okay, now this is the real business. This is usually the hardest part. The clipper is completely open now, and the first step is out. I've taken out the first step. That is that stuff that I fixed on the clipper initially. Now the clipper is completely open. That is, it's not at its sharpest. It's at its lowest, so that it doesn't take out too much hair. Just to flick around the first guideline I created earlier at the back of my head, just so that I can create the fade. Now I've put it in between. Now it's in between. It's not completely open. The lever is not completely open, and it's not completely closed. It's in between. That is, it's not too sharp, right? It's not too sharp, and I'm trying to flick it through just so that I can create a fade. As you can see, it's the first guideline is almost faded out completely. Now I have to keep repeating the process. You know, I have to keep repeating the process, taking it from down and taking it from the top of the guideline. I'm trying to fade out, and then taking it from the side as well, right? As you can see, it's already looking faded. Now I'm back to the side of the hair. I actually finished fading that out before turning, but I couldn't keep doing that because it took so much time. But that is pretty much what you have to do. You have to keep repeating the process until you're satisfied. You will know as you look at it. I'm doing the very same thing. Note that the lever is still in between, not completely closed, not completely open. That is, it is not it's not really sharp, but it's not really low. So you can see I'm doing it from the side as well, and I'm maintaining uh the position, the step 1 and step 2 position. Now the top of my hair is the third step. You see, all I need to do is just touch it a little. Initially, I had flocked the clipper through with the lever completely closed and the step 1, just to create that third step. Now I'm taking out the excess hair above my hair, and those hair that keeps flying around. It makes the hairstyle look really neat. You want to be careful when you're doing this, just so that you don't take out too much hair at one point and take out not enough hair at the other point. It will look chopped. So I'm done with my fades. Now I want to create the curls. Yes. Now you also have to be really careful with this. You don't want to go into the hair. You just want to stay at the very edge of the hair, right? As you can see, I'm being really careful here. You will definitely want to comb out your hair before starting this, and at some point you still need to comb out again in between, just so that you can take out the excess hair. The idea is to take out the excess hair that keeps popping out and making the hairline look unkept, not for you to go deep into your head to cut out hair um, from the roots, right? Yes, you don't want to go into the hair to take out too much hair from the paws or from the root, depending on what you call it. As you can see, I just combed the hair again. All right. So you definitely want to be really careful here. So you can see I'm always at the edge, and I'm done with that. I'm satisfied with the result. And yes, I'm just pretty much taking out the hair that has grown outside the line or the curve I created the last time I did this for my beard. Now you have different styles of curves for different shape or different styles of beard you're trying to create, but I'm trying to build the beard gang uh, look, so I'm just pretty much taking out the excess hair, making it look unkempt. As you can see, I'm done. I'm looking fly. I'm looking clean. Yes, this is usually the end result. You always love it as long as you take your time to do it and follow protocols. Yes, if you have any question, leave it in the comment section. So welcome back, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed watching the video, and I hope you learned something. Like I said, it takes time, it takes consistency. You're going to have to keep doing it from time to time, till you actually master your own hair. This type of haircuts are usually the hardest because of the fade, right? You have to go from nothing, then to the next step, then build it up for it to look clean and classic, right? So I hope you enjoyed it. Please stay connected, stay subscribed, and from time to time, I'll be teaching whatever I know how to do. It might be topics, or some contents that I will create myself. Now, I'm sure, if you're on my page right now, you can see the movie Wet Dreams, which I created. This is the Superman show, and I want you all to keep watching. Till I come your way again next time, stay safe.